Hey everybody, it's Mike Tatarski in Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, Vietnam. Back on my favorite place to stream from, the Minh pedestrian street. Um, I was out and about for a little bit, so I figured I'd walk around, give a little update on how things are going here. Maybe I'll give it a few seconds for people to join. Right, so again, here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, or Saigon, just don't want to call it that. Um, Back on a place I streamed from a few times, the main big pedestrian street in downtown. If anyone has any questions about what's going on in Vietnam these days, feel free to ask. I just wanted to do a little check-in. So, in terms of coronavirus, things are still going really well here. I think we're around 40 days, at least 40 days straight without any known community transmission of the virus. So, if you see people without masks on, that's why. People are really confident, again, that the situation's under control. Um, but the big news here this week is flooding in central Vietnam. I don't know if this has really made it into U.S. news, but several provinces have been experiencing severe flooding in recent days due to a string of tropical storms. Another one hit earlier today. Another one is forming over the Philippines now and is expected to hit the coast this weekend. Um, so I think 4 or 5 provinces have extensive flooding. At least 30 people have died. There's a hydropower plant in one province where at least 15 workers are missing due to landslides, and then 13 people from the rescue party sent to find them are now missing as well due to landslides. They have helicopters in the area taking undertaking search and rescue missions. That's really upsetting. Tens of thousands of people have been evacuated. There's lots of pictures of houses flooded up to their roofs and people getting around cities and towns on boats instead of motorbikes and cars. So yeah, rough situation up in central Vietnam. Weather hasn't been great here in Saigon because of all that, but we can't complain, obviously, compared to what's going on elsewhere in the country. So again, this is downtown Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. If you've seen my streams before, you may have seen this area. It's a big pedestrian zone in the middle of downtown. The building up ahead is City Hall, French colonial era building, and currently the administrative headquarters of the city. If anyone has any questions about anything going on in Vietnam, let me know. Kind of a cool evening out because it's been overcast all day. I comment from somebody whose name I can't quite pronounce. Thanks for watching. So I'll just do a reset. I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, country's biggest city, and a big pedestrian area. It's popular in the evenings, though a little less crowded right now because of the weather. Not quite sure what's going on. They're closing the side streets. Police have been clearing cars out. Usually these streets over here only close on the weekends, so I'm not quite sure what's going on down here tonight. Hey, Alessandro, thanks for watching. So that up ahead, like I mentioned, is City Hall, old French building, home to the city government. And the fountain, sorry. Lotus, kind of the overused symbol of Vietnam, but it is a pretty flower. I'll just do a couple laps up and down the street here. If anyone has any questions about latest Vietnam news or life here, any of that sort of stuff, let me know. Like I said at the top, we're, I think, now well over 40 days straight without any known community transmission of the coronavirus. The Da Nang outbreak of late July has been squelched effectively. International flights are still suspended, so the borders are closed, except for a few people who get in on charter flights or special Vietnamese citizen repatriation flights. So no tourism, no regular flights entering the country or anything like that. And anyone who does enter has to quarantine for 14 days. But somebody else, is it cold? Nope, it does not get cold here in Saigon. It's, I'm guessing in the low 80s Fahrenheit right now, or maybe high 70s. That's honestly about as cool as it gets. So there's a stage down there at the end of the street. There's lights you can see. I don't know what that's for. I'm not sure why there are two normally busy streets on either side of this pedestrian zone. They're only closed on the weekends, but for some reason they just closed them. I don't know if there's an event tonight or what's going on, but nice and quiet right now. There is usually a lot busier, but the weather hasn't been very good. It was raining for much of the day. Only let up, I don't know, a couple of hours ago. So I think people are still probably avoiding the outdoors. And that over there is, if any of you have been here before, you may have visited this building, but what they call the cafe apartment building. It's a mid-century apartment complex that the front of which has been converted into cafes and restaurants of all sorts, really popular with younger people here. Cool to see an older building kind of give it new life by stuff like that. Somebody mentioned Matter of 1401, mentioned COVID, hoping it's gotten better. Yeah, it's things are really good here. Like I said, we're over 40 days now without any detected community transmission. All the new cases recently have been people coming in from abroad who are quarantined immediately, so no threat to the community. So Vietnam remains pretty safe and one of the best performers in the world when it comes to fighting the pandemic. So just do another quick reset. I know it's early in the U.S. I'm here in Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, Vietnam, country's biggest city. Just checking in and giving a bit of an update on things here. COVID situation is excellent. The big story here this week has been severe flooding up in central Vietnam. Multiple provinces have been hit by heavy rains and several tropical storms over the last week or two. Popular tourist destinations like Hoi An and Da Nang and Hue have had severe flooding, along with a lot of, villages and towns that most people would have never heard of. A lot of really dramatic pictures from up there this week, and another storm is forming over the Philippines now and expected to hit the coast in a few days. So looks like more flooding is on the way for them, unfortunately. So we've had a good bit of rain down here as well, but nothing like what they've had up there. And this is in downtown Saigon, a pedestrian zone opened a few years ago that's usually pretty popular. I think because of the bad weather, it's not so busy right now. This is a lot quieter than it normally is once the sun sets. And it's 6 p.m. here, just for reference for people elsewhere. If anyone has any questions on COVID in Vietnam or just general life here, do share. Happy to chat. What am I doing here? Well, I live here, but I'm a freelance reporter. So I work for a website here called Saigon, and then do a lot of freelance reporting for international publications. So here's an example of one impact of COVID. That's a Sheraton hotel, would normally be pretty busy, but because of the border closures, what is it, about 10 lights on in those rooms you can see. So the tourism industry here has been hit really, really hard. Domestic tourism is helping somewhat, but can't take up all the slack. War as hell. Yeah, why is it so slow or sparsely populated? I don't know, to be honest. It's not usually quite this quiet. It rained a lot earlier today, so that's probably part of it. But normally these are streets on either side that would be busy, but they've closed them off for some reason. That normally only happens on the weekend, so pretty dead right now. Do I like it here compared to the U.S.? I mean, like anywhere, it has its pros and cons. So I've lived here for a while. I definitely miss kind of the open space or green space in particular of the U.S. But cost of living is much lower here. Traveling is way cheaper. So a pretty good lifestyle is more accessible than it is in the U.S. if you, especially for traveling and food and beverage and that sort of stuff. What's the temperature? I'm not quite sure. Probably around 80 Fahrenheit, maybe high 70s. So all these side streets are closed off for some reason. I don't know what's happening here tonight. There's a lot of police out. Up there, that's the City Hall building. Beautiful old French colonial structure. Or tell us, am I safe or do I ever feel fearful? I'm not sure fearful of what, but no, I generally feel very safe. I mean, the traffic, well, can't see it right now. The traffic is generally pretty insane, but otherwise, I feel there's, little risk of crime, certainly not serious crime. So I don't have any concern about that, unlike in some parts of the U.S. But there are some big political meetings going on here at the moment. I'm guessing a motorcade or something must be on the way because this is very strange that it's this quiet. Oh, fearful at the moment. No. I think it's just security for a. I'm guessing there's a government motorcade coming. But yeah, this is oddly quiet. But no need not scared. When I said there's police all over, that's not. I didn't mean that as an everyday thing. It's right here at the moment. But I'm guessing that's, like I said, probably a government motorcade on the way or something like that. Yeah, since it's so quiet, I'll probably sign off in another minute or two. So if anyone has any more questions about Vietnam, is street food still a good option during COVID or has it slowed? No, street food is still an amazing option. I mean, of course, the pandemic has hurt a lot of people financially, but thankfully, street food is still going strong. Hopefully, that doesn't change anytime soon. I mean, the more impacted business are those that catered mostly to foreigners because there's no foreign tourism. But thankfully, still plenty of great local places to eat. Saigon, Singapore asks, where is everyone? I don't know, to be honest. It's kind of weird. It was raining a lot earlier, so that probably plays some role, but I don't know why the streets here are totally closed off. They got barricaded maybe 10 minutes ago. My guess is it's something related to the government meetings going on here at the moment, but I don't know. It is weirdly quiet. More as hell asks, how's the dating life? Well, I'm currently engaged, so can't really speak to the dating life at the moment. I haven't been involved in that for a few years now. But I'm gonna walk up here and then sign off because it is very quiet. Kind of strange. There's usually a lot more people and, of course, traffic out and about. Swetchskin, sorry if I mispronounced that. As there's any discussion about when Vietnam will open up to tourism again? No, frankly. I mean, best guesstimates are second half of next year. I mean, given how well they've kept the virus out, I don't think they'll open up to that until there's some sort of relatively widespread vaccine available. I mean, unless they open it to people and they still have to quarantine for 14 days, but that's obviously not reasonable for a short-term stay. But they're not focused on that at all right now. All right, so I'm about to sign off from Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon. It's very strangely quiet Nguyen Hue pedestrian street. Not normally like this. Not quite sure what's going on. But I'll close here on City Hall and the statue of Ho Chi Minh, if you can see. So thanks for watching, and I'll